adventure promising to take you far, far away. Star Wars: A Galactic Getaway. For the first time, immerse yourself in all things Star Wars with a new hotel experience that makes you feel like a character in the iconic movie franchise. WESH 2 is taking you to Disney World for the premiere of their newest Star Wars attraction, the Galactic Starcruiser. From your quarters...
What you really notice when you first walk in is this big view out into space.
To the food.
Cheers! Cheers! This is good.
And the out-of-this-world activities.
Fingers up right.
And all of it only in Orlando.
And it's not just like you're watching a story, you're reading a story, you're actually in the story. The story is happening right in front of you.
WESH 2 presents Star Wars: A Galactic Getaway. From Disney World, here's Sonica Dange.
Imagine being transported into your favorite Star Wars film, boarding a Starcruiser and setting off for a new solar system. That's the opportunity Disney is looking to give fans with not just a hotel, not just a ride, but a whole new immersive experience. The Galactic Starcruiser is unlike most Disney efforts, more cruise ship on dry land. And this brand new attraction puts guests right into the action. Tonight, we have all the details. Now, when Disney opened Star Wars Galaxy's Edge right behind me in 2019, fans were promised the new land within Hollywood Studios in Orlando would have its own hotel. Well, 3 years later, we have an entirely new attraction where the hotel stay is the experience. And before we take you aboard, it's important to understand what a pivot this venture is for Disney and theme parks.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic.
What we want to do is bring another Star Wars story to our guests.
Okay, hit it!
The franchise we've grown to love, from the big screen releases
This is no place for a child.
to binge-worthy TV shows, is once again redefining the entertainment industry with the help of Disney.
Aren't you a little bold for a civilian?
By making fans a part of the action.
Now we want to take it to that next level, and you can actually live there, sleep there on a ship, and live out your Star Wars dreams.
Welcome to Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser.
It's a brand new concept for Disney and the theme park industry.
There was a desire to go even deeper, to really start getting into that cosplay, role-playing, and being a part of something even more significant than a 6, 8, 10-hour stay within the parks. Then you start to explore the idea of how do you layer upon all of the things that we have learned and developed, and pull it all together and really start to develop a new product for the industry here.
News of what Disney was planning for its Star Wars-themed hotel first broke in 2019, as their themed land, Galaxy's Edge, was about to debut.
As soon as they said that there was going to be a experience just for Star Wars fans, I mean, applause everywhere. Star Wars fans were so excited.
President of the popular Main Street Mouse blog, Michele was there at the D23 Expo in Anaheim, California, as some of the first plans for the Galactic Starcruiser were announced.
I don't think they've ever done anything this unique. I mean, this is something that is so different than anything they've ever done.
We will be underway in very short amount of time.
It's like being on a cruise for 2 days, but you're not really going anywhere, but they're going to make it look like you are.
Has anything like this ever opened?
No, this is the first of its kind, and I think that's why people were so excited but a little bit confused, because nobody fully understood what we were in for.
When you check in to your 2-night stay aboard the Halcyon Starcruiser, you become part of the adventure, interacting with everything and everyone around you. The idea of a totally immersive experience is a business model that extends beyond simple hospitality.
This is so unique.
Bill Cohen is a former Disney Imagineer who now works with major entertainment companies around the world.
It's exciting to us because we're anxious to see how this affects the rest of our business. The rest of the world watches these things very closely, and I assure you they're already asking us about this.
Can we have a round of applause?
So I think that's going to be something that the rest of us will watch to see how that plays out, and is that sustainable? It's going to be an interesting process, I think.
And entertainment companies around the world aren't the only ones watching the Galactic Starcruiser's success closely.
My students are really excited, so am I. It's a whole new kind of venture for Disney.
Peter Weischer is the program director of themed experiences at UCF, a newly established degree program that answers the question,
What does it take to create an immersive experience?
This is the international hub of the themed entertainment industry. So we use Orlando as a classroom.
From a design perspective, what are the most groundbreaking elements of the Galactic Starcruiser?
So if you were doing a successful special effect for film, right, it might work for a couple of seconds. It has to work from one point of view. And boom, that's done. It's a great special effect. If you're doing a practical effect or a special effect for a dark ride, it's got to work maybe 1,000 times a day, but it's going to work from one point of view until the car moves on to the next effect, right? For the Galactic Starcruiser, you can live in that cruiser for 2 days. You get to see it over and over again. You can walk around it, inspect it. There's a kind of a level of finish that's expected in the Starcruiser that's going to be different than something that you're going to see for a second or two. That level of detail is something that most companies can't pull off, to be quite honest with you.
We're about to find out if Disney does pull it off.
Like that lightsaber?
Want to wield a lightsaber? Lessons in the ways of the Force are ahead. But first,
It was kind of like we were immersed in a whole other world.
for the first time, we're taking you on board the Galactic Starcruiser for our introduction to this brand new type of vacation experience. That's next on our Star Wars Galactic Getaway.
WESH 2 had the chance to check out the Galactic Starcruiser at Disney before it opened to the public. The assignment: spend 2 days and 2 nights training alongside resistance fighters and making deals with the First Order as you travel the galaxy on the Halcyon Starcruiser. And we had just the team to take on this task. WESH 2 reporter Bob Hazen and our kid correspondent, Bob's son, Atlas.
That is good.
That's a no.
It really doesn't feel like you're in a regular hotel. It looks like Star Wars, it feels like Star Wars, it has that aesthetic.
At first, my son and I had no idea what to expect, but as you just heard, what we were in for did not disappoint. So Atlas and I are going to walk you through what it's like to voyage on this Galactic Starcruiser, the Halcyon.
Welcome aboard.
This is the entry point where you walk in through security down a long concrete hallway to the shuttle to the spaceship. The doors open and then you have the atrium. The crew there quick to greet you and show you around. At this point, there is a lot to absorb. Holograms along the walls, the data pad with your itinerary and a bunch of other tools, and maps of the ship.
I have no clue what most of this means.
A droid rolls around through the crowd, and we found interesting people to meet. So where are you from? Got that?
Okay.
But the first stop is your room. It's full of details to make you feel like you're in space, especially this window, looking out at the stars with other ships drifting by, an alien planet in the distance. Right here we got, it looks like just kind of a display screen. When we first walked in, I started kind of touching it, thinking it was something you could interact with, but really, it's just the TV. There's also a panel on the wall that you can use to contact your helper droid. The cabin has a bed, 2 bunks, and a pull-out bed. Well, the room is pretty small, but you won't be spending much time here. Lunch comes soon after you board, buffet style, with an out-of-this-world fare like these green rolls. And after that,
Station back!
things start moving fast.
It doesn't feel like I'm still on the ground. It feels like I'm legitimately in some spaceship or something.
There's muster in the atrium with speeches from crew members, and then the story starts.
The activity of the Halcyon has attracted suspicion.
The First Order storms the ship. Here you meet the main players.
There will be consequences.
Lieutenant Croy, the cruise director and captain, plus Sammy, the ship mechanic. The muster ends with a toast. Next up, dinner, family style, spiral dumplings to start, then plates of entrees like bantha beef, and a performance from the Galactic Superstar Gaia with our new Rhodian friend, DJ. There's time for cruise-type activities like dance lessons, if that's your thing, or games. We also had training on the bridge, the ship's control center, with a massive viewport looking out into space where we got to try out the ship's blasters.
Over there.
We're too good. We're too good. Ah!
In our downtime, the first stop was the Starlight Lounge, basically the cantina, where you can relax with drinks or do what we really wanted to do, play Sabacc, the card game that Han Solo played to win the Millennium Falcon off Lando.
You won.
Hey!
Nice.
Here it's a special version, the Coruscant Shift. In the lounge, there's an electronic console with video and holographic cards, and I also got to meet my favorite Wookiee, Chewbacca.
Can I shake a Wookiee's hand?
Chewie, can you help us with something after that?
It turns out Chewie snuck on the ship, and now is when, without even realizing it, we started getting immersed in the big story. We helped Chewie sneak around the ship to avoid the stormtroopers on patrol and get him to safety.
Get off our ship!
In the atrium, a musician led guests razzing the First Order. And completely by chance, we saw the ship's mechanic had been put in jail by the troopers.
XX Diamond X.
Atlas, I, and some others worked together to free him, getting a code out of a data panel.
Yeah!
Oh, thank you. What's your name? Atlas? And you help us as well?
A little bit.
A little bit.
This is when I realized the whole point of this place is the story and being part of it. The datapad plays a huge role in that. The Galactic Starcruiser embraces the cell phone, makes it a crucial part of the fun.
All right, so we got another message here. Wants me to go to one of these ship consoles, so I'm at one now. So I can hack the ship console.
Doing that unlocks new missions to do both in person and in the app, and eventually puts you in league with either the Resistance or the First Order. It leads you into secret meetings with the two sides, making plots to take control of the ship. After one final gathering for the night with Lieutenant Croy making more ominous threats,
I don't have to worry about subversive activities with this visual reminder in place.
we started to understand what this was all about just in time to call it a night.
They've been saying tomorrow's going to be a big day, and I'm like, if this wasn't already a big day, I don't know what they got planned for tomorrow.
Hang in there, Atlas. Big things are coming for you on day 2 aboard the Galactic Starcruiser.
I am one with the Force.
I am one with the Force.
The Force is with me.
And the Force is with me.
Star Wars: A Galactic Getaway returns after this jump to light speed.
Welcome back. Now that we have the lay of the land aboard the Starcruiser, it's time to set out on day 2 of our Galactic Getaway. Let's get you aboard the Halcyon again to find out what it's like to wake up in a whole new galaxy and what lies ahead on this voyage.
I'm getting blue milk. I don't know about you.
Day 2 on Galactic Starcruiser starts with a breakfast buffet.
I'm getting the kale porridge. It's vegetarian.
It's all you can eat, enough to stuff the Sarlacc, and you'll need it because day 2 is a busy 14 hours, including lightsaber training and the grand finale, a lightsaber duel. But before that, my son Atlas and I planned out our day using the data pad, which had a bunch of missions for us.
They want us to secure a First Order shuttle.
And they want us to see what is
the
it?
Resistance camp.
Spy on the Resistance camp.
The second day is when we go to Galaxy's Edge.
You go on this transport, it looks like a little kind of like shuttle
Yeah.
that you go through in space.
You never see it from the outside, but the interior is full Star Wars, including the tunes.
Bro, it's the best Star Wars museum.
The ride takes a few minutes and you arrive in a passageway. It's kind of jarring after spending the past day on a virtual spaceship.
It feels like you're on a whole nother planet.
Oh, it's weird, for one thing, just to see the sun again.
You also get a special pin to wear showing that you're a passenger on the Halcyon.
You've already got yours on right now, and you wear these inside there so the people who are in Batu know that you are staying at the Starcruiser.
Galaxy's Edge has been open for about 3 years, but we have never been able to come, so this was huge for us.
Whoa!
Wow, thank you.
Oh my gosh! It's Kylo Ren's shuttle.
That's awesome.
And it's First Order troopers, and they got the banner and everything.
Of course, we quickly made our way to the Millennium Falcon.
What do you think, bud?
It's awesome.
The stay on the starship also gives you access to the lightning lane, so it was a short wait. Then I took the controls, Atlas manning the guns.
That was awesome.
As soon as we finished, we set sights for Rise of the Resistance.
Just 3 of us?
Yes. That's when the special pin came in handy. A cast member saw it, then walked us through a shortcut down a rocky passageway to the front of the line. In just a matter of minutes, we were riding through the legs of AT-ATs and ducking from blaster fire. In between, the datapad had missions for us to do on Batuu, extending the story from the Starcruiser into the park.
I needed you to secure that equipment to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
We went around scanning and hacking. All of it put me and Atlas firmly on the side of the First Order.
The lightsaber has been wielded by some of our greatest heroes.
But what he really wanted to do was build a lightsaber at Savvy's workshop. That is not included with the Galactic Starcruiser, but we did make time for it.
Let's get to the shuttle.
After several hours on Batuu, it was time to head back to the Starcruiser. The crew got us right back into the storylines.
Can I entrust you with this? Can everybody help with this?
We had to carry in this cargo, sneaking it back to the ship for the First Order.
Oh.
Back on the Starcruiser, it was time for one of the big highlights of the trip, lightsaber training.
I've never trained with a lightsaber,
No. Okay, so this is going to be an exciting session.
It takes you into a kind of Jedi dojo, beams of light firing from modules in the wall. We try to deflect them with both lightsabers and shields. It gets faster and harder as the lesson moves along.
Do you see anything around the training remote?
Atlas did pretty good, but no way he could match my moves.
Whoa!
Clearly, that behind-the-back block impressed our trainer. She needed us for a mission.
Would you like to come with me?
Let's do it.
She led us up the steps to meet with one of the Resistance leaders and then eventually to distract some stormtroopers.
That is affirmative.
That was all before 5 o'clock. Then came dinner. 4 courses, the lights changing with each one to match the flavor and backstories of the food. My favorite, the blue shrimp, but the dining was interrupted by the First Order.
Just have a drink and relax. I made a solemn vow to never imbibe until all scum has been crushed. Obviously, there's a long path ahead. Holy order!
Now is when the storylines start coming together. Depending on what you've done on the datapad and in real life, you'll get a message to meet up with the First Order characters or Resistance, like Chewbacca.
Those Imperials.
Atlas and I were called down to a secret First Order meeting in the engine room with Lieutenant Croy.
The Resistance has given us no choice but to act, and so we are going to sabotage the Halcyon's power system.
The storylines move in parallel, each side running missions,
You can reconfigure all of these systems.
then waging battle in space from the bridge. All of it leading up to a clash between Jedi and the dark side. Alarms flash on the atrium, everyone crowded in, and then Kylo Ren comes on board, menacing the captain and the packed crowd below, but then the hero of the Resistance comes to the rescue, and my jaw dropped when she ignited her lightsaber. More realistic than any we've ever seen. They fight it out in the landing above in a special effects-filled duel, and there's action down below too, in the middle of all the passengers cheering them on. There's a big twist that I won't reveal, and the good guys fight back to retake their ship.
It was awesome. Kylo Ren got in, Rey got in. They were going for a good 10 minutes at least.
Yeah.
They were just dueling.
When it's all over, it's time to celebrate through the bridge viewport, taking in a fireworks show in space. The perfect end to an adventure in a galaxy far, far away.
Did our 2-day getaway tempt you to book passage aboard the Galactic Starcruiser? Why the new attraction has some Star Wars and Disney fans asking, is it worth it? That's next.
It was a jam-packed, non-stop 2 days for our crew experiencing the Galactic Starcruiser. But the opportunity to immerse yourself in the world of Star Wars does not come cheap, and that has been a hotly contested issue for fans. Here's what Disney has posted for the cost of the 2-day, 2-night experience. In a standard cabin, 1 bed and 2 bunks for 2 guests, the starting price is $4,800. 3 guests, $5,299. And for 4 guests in the standard cabin, it will cost you just shy of $6,000. Now, this does include all of your meals and entertainment, valet parking when you arrive, and a pass into Hollywood Studios for the Galaxy's Edge experience. And those prices will go up based on dates and availability. With a base price of nearly $5,000 for 2 people and only 100 cabins on the Starship, we asked Michele Atwood with Main Street Mouse, what kind of tourist will this attract?
I've never seen people so divided over an experience, because you can tell who really has Star Wars in their soul and who are just like, you know, maybe I'll do something else. I think the biggest thing that they're going to have to drive home is that it's worth the cost. Because a lot of people are going to be very selective as to where they spend their money and how much of that money they're going to spend.
We were curious how the Galactic Getaway compares with other higher-end vacation opportunities, so we priced it out for you. A 3-night Bahamian cruise, a 2-night stay at the Ritz-Carlton in Orlando, and 4 nights in the penthouse at the Bellagio in Vegas. The cruise on board the Disney Dream is pretty on par with the Galactic Starcruiser. The stay at the Ritz actually has the lowest price point, but meals are not included and neither is the entertainment. The Bellagio penthouse, with a view of the iconic fountains, would appear to be the deal of the group, with the penthouse sleeping 6. But remember, that price doesn't include airfare or meals or what you'll need for the casino. Each one of those trips is a splurge, so it all comes down to how you want to spend those hard-earned dollars. But for the die-hard Star Wars fans, it might not get any better than feeling like an extra in your favorite movie. And that just might be an experience worth all the Imperial credits a bounty hunter can swindle. We hope you enjoyed this Galactic Getaway. For the entire WESH 2 team, thanks for watching.